my ultimate essential baby item is. Hi guys and gals, I hope you're well. I've decided to do this video on all of the essential things that I found that I needed during my time as a mum. I am a mum of two. I have a girl called Tia, she is 5 now, and I have a little boy called Jake, he is now 1. I have found that going through 2 pregnancies and 2 different children, that they are so different at birth. And with Tia, she was quite a hard baby. She had colic, she had everything going basically. It was a very, very hard time for me, and I actually suffered quite bad postnatal depression. I will probably do a separate video on that actually, because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't talk about it enough. So Jake, he has been a much easier baby, and I have found that the things that I needed with Tia that I didn't really need with Jake, or I have found that having the second child made me realise more what stuff I didn't want this time round. So I thought I would go through what I think were my essentials, and hopefully it helps some of you out there. Number 1 is Sleepsuits with built-in mitts. I think that the mitts that you can buy are useless. They always fall off. The kids manage to somehow get them off. However, there are so many sleepsuits out there now, and they actually have the little mitts that are built in, and you just pop them over when you want them. So they are really, really good idea for babies. They can't get them off, they can't scratch themselves, so I would recommend sleepsuits with built-in mitts. Number 2 is a backpack nappy bag. First time round I had the normal nappy bag that you put over your one shoulder, and oh, it is hard work because you need both hands, you need hands free. So this time round I decided to get a backpack so I could pop it on and get the actual nappy backpacks, because there's so many different pockets and you can actually get to the things at the bottom with a little zip. I will insert a picture of the one that I have, but there are so many out there. But yes, so I would recommend definitely a backpack because they get so full. You need both hands free when you've got kids, even one kid, but especially 2. Number 3 is ISOFIX for the car. This is what we didn't have the first time round, and it is quite hard, especially if you're in a rush, to get the seat belt round the baby seat. You literally just drop the car seat onto it and it's already fixed in for you. I don't know if they're suitable for every car, I'm not too sure. However, if they are fab. You don't even have to go and buy an expensive one. There are so many for sale. Once people are done with them, they pop them on things like Facebook Marketplace. Pop on there, find the one that you need. It has been really good to just be able to quickly pop them on top. So that's number 3. Number 4 is Dibble Bibs. Loads of them too, because when they do start teething, they will drool everywhere. So lots and lots of bibs, and also muslin cloths. Oh my goodness, we went through so many muslin cloths, especially with Tia. She was more of a sickly baby than Jake, but they're just fab for everything. You can lay them in the pram, you can lay them in the Moses basket. Yeah, they're really, really handy. So lots of muslin cloths and lots of Dibble Bibs. Number 5 is white noise machine. Now, your babies might not need this. However, we found that with Tia, who had colic really bad, the only thing that would stop her from screaming was white noise. At first, I used to use my phone and go on to YouTube and press white noise, and it would instantly shut her up. It was amazing. However, then I couldn't use my phone. So I looked on Amazon and I found a white noise machine. You can get white noise machines from most places now. It's so relaxing for them, and Jake loves it too. Tia, it was a must. She wouldn't go to sleep unless there was white noise. And if I switched it off, she would sit up like the Undertaker. That was it. She needed white noise to sleep. Number 6 is actually a bouncy chair. Now, we found we needed this more with Tia and her colic. I will put a picture of which bouncy chair I had that I found worked the best, and a friend gave me this from her child that had colic, and it was amazing. However, we did try a couple before that that she weren't so keen on, but she really enjoyed this one. Number 7 is a baby bath. It's called a snuggle bath, and I found it so useful from newborn up until the time that he would be pulling himself up to be able to get out of it, and by the time that Tia and Jake shared a lot of their baths. It literally has a little bump in the centre that the baby's bum sits on, and they're sitting up straight. I will put a picture of Jake in it here actually. And you've got your hands free, you've got 2 hands free, you're not holding them, so you can wash them better. So I really do recommend that. I absolutely loved it, and I've just given it to a friend that hopefully she will find it just as useful. Number 8 is actually something that I found in Home Bargains. So I'll show you which ones they are. So they are Disposable Bibs. Now, I haven't seen these anywhere else, or I probably haven't looked for them because I always go to Home Bargains because they're only about 89 pence. They fold up so that everything gets caught, and they throw away after. I've tried quite a few different bibs and I've never really got on with them, but I do recommend these, and for popping in your nappy bag and travelling with them as well. Number 9 is a video monitor. Now this isn't for everybody, and we didn't have one for Tia. However, we have found it so useful for Jake, and I wish I did have one for Tia. The reason we find it useful is we can see him. We can see him if he is awake. We can see him if he's got himself in a weird position. We can play music on it. We can talk to him through it. We don't tend to use that much, but you can talk to them through it. So if you want to just shush them or whatever you find helps the baby get to sleep. It tells you the temperature, which is amazing, and we just find it really useful. Number 10 is a car mirror. So when they are newborn and they are facing away from you, it is hard to see why they're crying, what's happening. So definitely get yourself a mirror that you can fit onto the back of the chair. Look up into your mirror, you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Have a look, have a shop around. Some can be too expensive, don't spend that much money on them. You've only got them for so long, but I do recommend them. Number 11 is sleeping bags. We found that when Jake was little, he liked to be swaddled, so we did get a couple of swaddle blankets, but he soon grew out of those. He wears sleeping bags now, and you can get them in 1 tog, which is for summer. You can get them in 2.5 togs, which is for winter. Number 12 is actually the bed. So this time round, I had seen a lot of this next to me, next to you beds, whatever they're called. I really like the fact that you could attach it to your bed and then put the 4 sides up when they go into their own room. So we actually shopped around and looked at what we wanted. We found that the one at Smith's was coming up the cheapest, which is called a Babilo Cozy Sleeper. I think that's how you say it. And we had that one. So Jake was actually sleeping next to me in the bed, but on his own bed. And it's so useful when they're newborn and you've got to get hold of them, or you've got to check on them. You don't have to then peer over the Moses basket. So we found that really useful this time round. He stayed in that till he was about 8 months, because then he started to sort of pull himself up, and it's not as deep as I would like it to have been for that sort of age. So then we swapped to the cot. Number 13 is mam bottles. With Tia, I didn't really know about mam, and they weren't as heard of back then, or I didn't hear about them. So we had tried the normal Tommy Tippy, but she had bad colic and they just weren't good enough. We went to Dr. Brown's bottles. They were very expensive and hard to clean. Did they work? I'm not sure. Colic is one of those things that they still haven't explained, and by the time you've tried everything, they've grown out of it. So I'm not sure if it worked. It could have done. It definitely worked better than the Tommy Tippy, but the cleaning was just took forever. So the reason I recommend mam bottles this time round, I've loved them. I got the self-sterilising ones. They are a lifesaver. Literally just pop some water in the bottom, put them in the microwave, they're self-sterilised. You don't need a massive steriliser or anything like that. Great for travelling, great for all of that. So I would recommend the mam self-sterilising bottles. Number 14 is actually a plate that you can stick on to your high chair. Babies, when they start eating, they love to just throw food everywhere, and that shit gets everywhere. So I do recommend one that has suckers on the bottom that you can stick it on. Sometimes he manages to find a way to still get that off, and I don't know how he's doing that. However, He's been much more clean since having one of those. And last but not least, my ultimate essential baby item is the Tommy Tippy Perfect Prep. Now I know you've probably seen these everywhere. When Tia was a baby, someone told me about one of these and I'm in an iron because they were so expensive. However, I found one in the sale, I got hold of one, and it has been a lifesaver. Literally my number one lifesaver. Now, I know a lot of you probably breastfeed and probably don't need these. Unfortunately, I couldn't breastfeed. So for me, this was amazing. I recommend you use the correct filters, keep it clean. I know there were some stories about things like cleanliness. However, it is served the purpose for me, and I absolutely will rave about this till the cows come home. Is that the saying? I hope that's the saying. It makes your bottles so quickly. It's body temperature, it's ready for them to use. No more faffing. It is amazing. I actually had two. I had one upstairs for all the night feeds and one downstairs. Now, if you can buy secondhand, buy secondhand. Make sure though you either know who they are or that they are using the correct filters and they've kept it nice and clean, that it's in good condition. But I do recommend them. They are just amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please like, please comment, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.